As the starship Vagabond drifted lazily through the uncharted expanse of area, the group settled into their recurring, getting ready for the subsequent leg in their journey. Lieutenant Thomas Jefferson, a pro-human investigator, became assigned to a pinnacle secret mission. His vacation spot, an alien planet referred to as Xylophon, the closing regarded region of a human space colony that had mysteriously vanished 3 months in the past. The colony, named Elysium, turned into domestic to over 5,000 people, and its disappearance had sent shockwaves through the interstellar network. The journey to Xylophon changed into lengthy and onerous, and Lieutenant Jefferson observed himself with adequate time to mirror on the gravity of his task. The lack of Elysium became not simply a tragedy, it became a capability threat to humanity's very existence. If the destiny of the colony turned into located to have been at the fingers of a few malevolent pressure, the consequences could be dire. The extraterrestrial beings of the galaxy had been already wary of human expansionism, and any signal of aggression might genuinely provoke retaliation. As the Vagabond ultimately drew near to its vacation spot, Lieutenant Jefferson felt a combination of anticipation and trepidation in his gut. The Xylophon machine was a look at in contrasts. Its planets had been a revolt of color, their atmospheres teeming with existence. However, the radiation emanating from their celebrity made it not possible for human habitation. The Vagabond had been ready with a contemporary containment field to shield the group from the lethal radiation. However, then again, Lieutenant Jefferson knew that their time at the alien global could be quick. The moment of truth arrived, because the Vagabond sensors detected the faint signature of the Elysium colony's FDL force. Lieutenant Jefferson's coronary heart raced with excitement and worry as he organized to disembark the Deliver and begin his investigation. As the airlock cycled and the hatch swung open, revealing the inky blackness of space and the unusual international past, he took a deep breath, steeled himself, and stepped out into the unknown. The surface of Xylophon's biggest moon, Elysium Prime, was a bizarre sight. The panorama became ruled by towering, crystalline structures that glinted inside the faint pink mild of the alien sun. The air became thick with an uncommon flowers and fauna, their colorations vibrant and almost painful to behold. Lieutenant Jefferson's healthy, prepared with a Xylophon environment filter out, allowed him to breathe usually. However, he could not shake the feeling that he became a fish out of water. His preliminary survey of the colony found out little of word. The buildings were empty, the air silent shop for the mild rustling of the alien vegetation. It became as though the whole populace had truly vanished into skinny air. As he continued to explore, Lieutenant Jefferson started out to notice ordinary, inexplicable patterns. The crystalline structures regarded to be arranged in a deliberate pattern, nearly as if they had been a part of a bigger, more complicated layout. And then there were the mysterious glowing orbs that floated lazily through the air, their cause and starting place unknown. With every passing hour, Lieutenant Jefferson's interest and determination grew. He knew that the solutions he sought lay someplace inside the peculiar and delightful global of Xylophon, and he changed into organized to dig deep to discover them. As the days became weeks and the weeks into months, the Vagabond endured to look it over him. Its containment disciplined the most effective aspect status among him and the deadly radiation that permeated the alien sky. But Lieutenant Jefferson turned into no longer deterred. He changed into on the cusp of unraveling a thriller that might alternate the route of human history, and nothing could prevent him from seeing it through. As the days became weeks, and the weeks have become months, Lieutenant Jefferson started to make startling discoveries. The crystalline structures were no longer simply ornamental. They formed an extensive network of energy harvesting devices, their reason to tap into the raw electricity of the Xylophon solar. The sparkling orbs, it grew to become out, were shrewd life paperwork native to the moon, their delicate, translucent bodies housing state-of-the-art computer systems. They were the ones to guide the Elysium colony, imparting their expertise of Xylophon's generation and tradition. But something had long gone terribly incorrect. The orbs had gone silent, and the colonists had vanished. Lieutenant Jefferson knew that he was near the fact, but he still had plenty to find. The vagabond endured to preserve watch, its team tracking his development from mild years away, their hearts in their throats as they waited for the lieutenant to make his subsequent move. As the months stretched into years, Lieutenant Jefferson's investigation took on a new feel of urgency. He had uncovered evidence of a warfare between the Elysium colonists and the native existence types of Xylophon, a warfare for manipulate over the moon's giant resources. But something extra sinister lurked under the floor. He sensed that the destiny of the galaxy hung in the stability, and that he on my own held the key to unraveling the mystery. With time going for walks out, Lieutenant Jefferson made his final push. He uncovered a hidden lab deep in the moon's crust, wherein the Elysium colonists have been experimenting with Xylophon Era, looking to harness its electricity for their very own ends. But their meddling had awoken an extended dormant mom or dad, a creature of gigantic size and energy that had destroyed the colony and driven the survivors into hiding. In the end, it turned into Lieutenant Jefferson's short questioning and resourcefulness that saved him. Using a stolen orb as a makeshift translator, he became able to speak with the creature, convincing it that the human beings intended no harm. With the false impression resolved, the father or mother allowed him to go back to the vagabond and report his findings. The group breathed a collective sigh of relief as their deliver retreated from the Xylophon gadget, its valuable shipment accurately in tow. Lieutenant Jefferson's discovery would change the path of human records. The expertise received from Xylophon technology might revolutionize interstellar travel and open up new worlds of opportunities. But the charge were high, and the memory of the Elysium colony could by no means fade. As the vagabond set a route for home, Lieutenant Jefferson knew that he were all the time modified via his stories on the alien moon. The weight of his discovery would haunt him for the relaxation of his days, a regular reminder of the fragility of lifestyles and the effects of our moves in an ever-expanding universe. The group of the vagabond, having witnessed the occasions on Xylophon firsthand, knew that they had been a part of something larger now. They had been chosen, whether or not through destiny or hazard, to hold this burden forward. As they journeyed return to Earth, their minds full of questions on what they'd seen and what it intended for humanity's future. In addition, they discovered themselves bonded with the aid of a sense of shared purpose. They had been the keepers of a secret that would form the future of their species, and they knew that the duty weighed heavily upon them. The journey home became a somber one, filled with quiet conversations about the implications of what Lieutenant Jefferson had located. The team members who have been closest to him at some point of his time on the moon felt a particular kinship with him, a shared connection solid in the crucible in their reports. They knew that he would in no way be the equal, and that they vowed to stand by him, to help him navigate the uneven waters of lifestyles returned on Earth. Lieutenant Jefferson observed it hard to modify to his new function as a public figure. His exploits on Xylophon had made him a celebrity overnight, and the government was eager to apply his repute to similarly their timetable. He observed himself being pulled in 100 exclusive guidelines, his every pass scrutinized by way of the media, and his every phrase analyzed by using politicians. But through all of it, he remained dependable to his crew, and to the values he had discovered at some stage in his time at the alien moon. As the vagabond touched down on Earth, Lieutenant Jefferson knew that his existence could in no way be the same once more. He were given a present, and with it got here an obligation to use his newfound know-how for the betterment of humanity. But he additionally knew that the price of that gift changed into excessive, and that he might for all time bring the burden of his reports on Xylophon. In the years that followed, Lieutenant Jefferson's influence on the space application became profound. His insights into Xylophone era revolutionized interstellar tour, making humanity's dreams of exploring the galaxy a reality. But he never forgot the instructions he had discovered approximately the consequences of our moves, and he worked tirelessly to ensure that humanity's expansion into the cosmos became guided via understanding and compassion. As he grew older, Lieutenant Jefferson regularly found himself questioning approximately the destiny of the mother or father he had encountered on Xylophone, and the alternative worlds that have been available, waiting to be located. He knew that he might by no means simply be able to break out the weight of his obligation. However, he additionally observed solace inside the expertise that he turned into doing the whole thing in his power to make certain that humanity's future changed into a shiny one. And so, Lieutenant Jefferson lived out the rest of his days as an image of desire and proposal to thousands and thousands. His legend grew with every passing year. However, he remained all the time grounded inside the fact of the choices he had made and the results they'd wrought. For him, the adventure had most effective just started, and the universe became a sizable and wondrous area, full of mystery and possibility. He knew that he would in no way really reach the end of the road. However, he additionally knew that he changed into organized for something demanding situations lay ahead. The group of the Vagabond, those who had shared in Jefferson's journey and who had borne witness to the activities on Xylophone, would always bring with them the memory of these days. They would never forget the burden of responsibility that came with being the keepers of such an effective mystery, and they might do the entirety in their power to ensure that humanity's exploration of the galaxy was guided by know-how and compassion. For them, too, the adventure had only just begun, and the universe became a place of infinite wonder and opportunity. As Lieutenant Jefferson continued to work in the halls of strength, the usage of his newfound have an impact on to persuade humanity inside the proper course. His crewmates scattered to diverse assignments at some point of the Sun machine. Some stayed with the Vagabond, persevering with their work as explorers and scientists, while others located new challenges in study stations, mining operations, or even on other worlds. But no matter in which they went or what they did, they would continually be bound with the aid of the unbreakable bonds of friendship and shared enjoy that have been forged on Xylophone. Meanwhile, Jefferson's voice endured to resonate for the duration of the galaxy. His phrases had been broadcast on every global wherein humanity had made its mark, inspiring generations to return to strive for understanding, know-how, and peace. He had become a symbol of desire in a time of tremendous uncertainty, a beacon of mild in the darkness, and a reminder that even the most regular amongst us can gain brilliant matters when we're guided by our hearts and our minds. And so, the story of Lieutenant Jefferson and the group of the Vagabond persisted to unfold, their effect at the universe developing with every passing day. They had taken a hazard, that they had risked the whole thing, and they had modified the route of records. Now, as they every went their separate methods, they knew that they could usually convey with them the memory of these fateful activities on Xylophone, and the know-how that they were a part of something without a doubt first-rate. Jefferson's effect within the halls of electricity simplest increased over the years, as his popularity as a visionary and a statesman grew. He used his function not to enact revenge or seeking personal benefit, but alternatively to further the motive of peace and know-how between the various races and factions that now made up humanity's increasing sphere of effect. He became a beacon of desire in a time of superb turmoil, and his voice changed into heard on worlds aways beyond his very own. The team of the Vagabond, in the meantime, persisted their paintings as explorers, scientists, and adventurers, pushing the limits of human understanding and know-how further and further into the cosmos. They observed new worlds teeming with lifestyles, uncovered the secrets of lengthy lost civilizations, and made touch with races that had been conceived to exist simplest in the realm of fantasy and legend. Their exploits became the stuff of legend, and that they too became symbols of desire and notion for hundreds of thousands. As the years passed, Jefferson and his group rarely located the time to reunite. However, whenever they did, The bonds of friendship and shared revel in that have been cast on Xylophon had been as strong as ever. They might reminisce approximately the antique days, change tales in their trendy discoveries, and marvel at the wonderful ways in which their movements had formed the course of human records. And whilst they each went their separate approaches again, they knew that they might usually have a special location in every different's hearts. The universe changed into a sizable and wondrous location, full of limitless possibility, and Jefferson and his team have been decided to discover every nook of it. They knew that their work turned into far from over, and that there have been countless more challenges and adventures expecting them simply beyond the horizon. But no matter what the future held, they could face it together, united with the aid of a common cause and a shared belief in the energy of expertise and compassion to guide humanity to a brighter day after today. And so, the tale of Jefferson and the group of the Vagabond persisted to spread, their effect at the universe developing with each passing day. They have been no longer ordinary ladies and men, but they had been humanity at its quality, ambitious, brave, and for all time pushed by means of experience of marvel and a choice to make a distinction within the grand cosmic scheme of things. Their tale turned into one in all desire and inspiration, of perseverance and resilience, and of the electricity of the human spirit to shape the fate of worlds. And it's miles a tale a good way to continue to be advised for generations to come back, because the light in their example keeps to shine brightly within the darkness.